Funding now on Indiegogo, it's Shadowbinders, our second chance offer to get 2 hardcovers of our classic webcomic delivered to your door. Steampunk, fantasy, and romantic comedy from Clownfish Comics. Go to Indiegogo, check out the link in the description below. Now on with the video. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Halloweentown, Disney Channel's Halloweentown movies, because if you're a kid, you're not allowed to watch most of them.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
It was funny because our friend John sent this over to us and was like, did you notice this? And this is interesting because this comes after a bunch of stuff we're trying today again about the Disney Plus, about the Dumbo.
Yeah.
Or, no, Peter Pan. It was Peter Pan
Peter
today.
Pan.
And people were mad about it. And it was funny because there are people on Twitter being like, if you have a problem with Peter Pan not being on the children's accounts, it's because you're just conservatives and you obviously have you're just a troll whatever who are against minorities and the same old bullshit BS narratives they try to spin. So they already were saying this. And then unrelated, our friend John sent over, he goes, did you know you can't watch Halloweentown on the children's accounts? I'm like, what?
Yeah, you can't watch Halloweentown, but you can watch Zombies.
Yes, and Descendants.
So we're going to talk about that. And here's the thing. Disney Plus, people are like, oh, they're censoring things. They're censoring things without a lot of fanfare. They're hiding movies from your kids on the kids account. Now, I don't know what the criteria is, but I don't think there's any option to go in and let kids, because I created a Boo account, see Boo up there, and I tried to give Boo the option of watching certain movies, and Boo cannot watch movies unless I upgrade Boo to an adult account. So Disney is hiding movies from children. It's not just the ones they've announced that they made a big deal about putting the censorship on. Like the Halloweentown movies do not have a content warning on them. But again, this is the adult account. You can watch all the Halloweentown movies, but if you're on a children's account, you can't. But you can watch Zombies. So I thought, we were thinking maybe it's a scare factor thing, like if it's a scary movie or whatever. And we look.
You can't watch Hocus Pocus.
You cannot watch Hocus Pocus. So we're going to go through and try to find certain movies and compare, and we're going to talk more about Disney Plus's censorship, which is concerning people, and it's not just a conservative thing, because back in the day, conservatives would have been like, oh, movies about witchcraft, we can't have that.
Right.
They're censoring stuff, putting content warnings on stuff. They're giving Daryl Hannah CGI hair. They're going to start cutting scenes out of movies. I can guarantee it. Netflix tried to get away with it with Back to the Future, and then they had to backpedal on that. But this is the problem. When you're like, I don't need to buy physical media anymore. I'm just going to go watch Disney Plus. You're not going to get everything, or you're going to get it in an altered form. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 181,000 subs. We do talk about Disney and other stuff.
Yeah. Well, in this one, people keep saying, well, it's fine because they can go to the parents' account, which is true. They can still watch it on the parents' account.
Right.
But as a parent, what I think a lot of people are mad about, and no, it's not just conservative people, Twitter, a lot of people I've talked to that are not just conservatives, don't like the fact that Disney is deciding for the parents what their kids can and can't watch on a platform that they're paying for. Yes, they can go to the parents' account, but then maybe the parents would want them to have their accounts so they don't have to constantly switch between the two, or there might be other reasons that they don't want to, but they babysit their kids or whatever. There might be reasons that they don't want to have them on their account all the time, and they can't even watch movies like Halloweentown.
Halloweentown's one of the most non-offensive. It's a Disney Channel movie for children. Mm-hmm. Again, and then why?
So are all these Dumbo, Peter Pan. They're just deciding unilaterally. They're taking the choice away from the parents, and I think that's what people are upset about.
But you can watch Zombies. I think you can watch Descendants. We had. It'd help if I spell it right. Yeah, all the Descendants movies. I thought, again, maybe it's because it's scary, but there's some scary stuff in Descendants.
Yeah,
you can watch it on a kid's account. But you can't watch Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus is not there, but
we don't want kids going around lighting black flame candles.
But you can watch it on the adult account.
It's just really stupid. Oh, Mr. Boogedy is on. It's not on the child's account, but it's on the adult account.
Yeah. Where's Bride of Boogedy?
I don't think they have Bride of Boogedy on there. You can look.
Boogedy.
Oh, they have Brian
Oh, we
Boogedy.
do. Okay, Don't Look Under the Bed. Can you watch?
Check Don't Look Under the Bed on the kids' account.
Can you watch Don't Look Under the Bed on the kids' account? Let's see. Boogedy. No,
Nope.
bugged. Let me look here. That is not, don't.
You have to spell right.
Why can't I spell? Because I'm trying to look at the screen and talking to the mic at the same time. Don't.
Nope.
No. No, you can't.
So it's just like this is a very interesting thing because people are getting upset about the main movies, the big movies, because their media is making a big deal about it. But meanwhile, there are a bunch of little things in other movies that the kids apparently are being blocked from too, and there aren't content warnings on them, and there's no explanation as to why. So Disney, is just deciding for parents what is okay and what isn't okay for their children, and that's what is a problem because I wouldn't have cared if my kids had watched Halloweentown.
Yeah.
When they were younger. They did watch Halloweentown when they were younger, and it was fine because as a parent, I got to choose. And I'm actually very careful what I let my kids watch when they were little because they would I don't want to have nightmares or be scared. And Kneon can vouch, he would have been a lot more lenient than I would have been about some of the things that they watched.
Hey, look, I was watching Friday the 13th movies, Nightmare on Elm Street movies when I was like 9 or 10 years old.
Right. But I wouldn't let our kids watch
numb.
scary things
Yeah,
because it would freak them out. Squicky's get mad at me, but he was freaked out for how long about the hot sauce guy and SpongeBob SquarePants?
Oh my God, he was like 2 or 3.
A drop of hot sauce on the thing that was, I'm hot. Whatever he said. That scared him to death, and he was terrified of hot sauce.
Was it like by the power? It was on SpongeBob.
By the power of
naughtiness or something.
Yeah.
And it was a guy's face, and it was
It was whatever it was. Yeah, he was terrified of that stupid hot sauce thing forever, and which is ironic because they pretty much drink hot sauce for fun. But it's just, this is ridiculous that they get to decide. And then Twitter and the media are spinning it that if you have a problem with it, it's because you are the worst thing they could think of, a conservative. Because, that's like the new boogeyman of 2021. Meanwhile, a lot of parents have issues. And my next question is, how come kids are supposed to be able to decide things like gender at 5, but they're not allowed to decide they want to watch Halloweentown?
That is a damn good question. I'm just looking, I'm doing a search for Disney Channel movies between a parental account and a child's account. And I'm like, so the ones that seem to be, Lizzie McGuire's missing. Upside Down Magic, which is a newer movie, is missing from the kids' account.
Is that the whole list though?
It's not the whole list, but it's the most represented. Stepsister from Weird Planet. Wizards of Waverly Place, though, because again, it's like, okay, is this about magic or is it about witchcraft or whatever? No, it's right there. Jonas Brothers is here. It's just very random, and I think this is going to continue. And I think it's going to continue with Disney not just blocking content. And I'd love to know what the criteria is. I really would. Like, is it PG, PG-13? Again, the Halloweentown movies are they're
no worse than the zombies movies.
No, the zombies movies are worse in some ways, I think. But
when I was a kid, and we were talking like my brother and sister were about under the age, when Mr. Boogedy was out and we watched it on Disney Channel and everybody was fine.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually on the Wonderful World of Disney. Like Sunday nights, they would run the movies.
But the Halloweentown High.
Why is Halloweentown High okay? But the other Halloweentown movies, including the first one, was very, very lame. I mean, it wasn't lame, but it was like very tame compared to.
Is it going to be? This sounds ridiculous. Is it because the Halloweentown High? They have a bunch of different kids that were different, like
diverse
races and
kids
stuff?
that were yes. Is that what the criteria is? And then who's going through? You can watch. Wait a second. You watch Hello Dolly, a musical from the '60s. You can watch Hello Dolly if you're a kid, but you can't watch the other Halloweentown movies.
This is very. All over the place.
It is all over the place.
I actually asked on Twitter for people to confirm it, and I got confirmation for the people, and then we went and set up an account.
Just for a kid's account, because we just have the one login, and everybody uses the same thing. But yeah, you can watch. Wait. Okay, so you can watch most of the Muppet stuff, the original Muppet movie again, but the Muppet Show's not on here because it's problematic, for kids. And that was the big thing too. People were like, "Oh my God, they have content warnings on the Muppets. They're banning kids from watching it. It's not just the Muppets."
So when we have an issue where it's very nebulous and we don't know what the criteria are because they're just banning things that people, or like off the kids' accounts that don't even make sense.
Yeah.
And there's no fanfare. No one's noticing, so no one's calling it out. Right. And I only knew about it because our friend John. And 2, then when people do have issues with things like that, parents are like, "Why can't my kids watch Peter Pan on their account?" they're basically, yelling and screaming that it's because how dare parents ask that? You must be an istophobe for asking such a thing, because kids shouldn't be exposed to that. So Disney gets to decide that your kids can't watch Peter Pan, but they can watch Zombies or Descendants, and they get to decide what your kids can and can't watch over a parent. And if you don't like that, no matter where you lean politically, it's because you're a conservative.
Yeah, one thing they're not allowed to watch is Futurama, because it's transphobic as F, according to Yahoo News.
That's right.
It's transphobic as F.
I remember seeing that article, yes.
We're not allowed to have anything funny. I did a video talking about The Simpsons and how Disney's going to completely destroy The Simpsons, Family Guy, everything. Futurama noped out when the getting was good.
There's no question. But
yeah.
But it's bullcrap. So they're just deciding. And then, yeah. So I recommend you just let your kids use your account then, I guess. Because what's the point of having a kid's account for your kids when they can't watch a bunch of stuff on it?
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know, guys. So you're gonna have to go through and see what's on there and what's not on there. But yeah, if you want to get everything, you're gonna have to have an adult account. Now, there's nothing that's R-rated on Disney Plus, but it's very. I imagine a lot of their old content, the shorts and stuff like that, they probably don't let kids watch a lot of this stuff because it's problematic. Because it's more than 5 years old.
Yeah, Twitter finds it problematic. Yeah. So I'm just like, this is ridiculous, and then I love the logic that kids can make other kinds of decisions for themselves that are like life-changing decisions, but kids don't have the understanding to make a decision of whether or not they want to watch Peter Pan.
Freaking Halloweentown.
Halloweentown. I know Halloweentown.
Halloweentown is so tame.
I can't
ridiculous.
I can't figure it out. Why is only Halloweentown High? The only reason I can think of is because I think they had more diverse kids in the high school.
Yeah, it was kind of like an exchange program in Halloweentown High because we used to watch those. We used to watch them
all the time. I used to watch them before I married you.
Yeah, they were trying to push for another one. It never happened. I didn't like the new Marnie though. I like the original Marnie.
Can you watch? Is this the kids account here?
No, this is the adult.
Can you watch a Trick or Treat one?
Well, let's see. Can we switch? Can we switch to Boo and see if Boo's allowed to watch it? Yeah, let's go back to shorts and see if it's changed. Oh yeah, look, a lot of these shorts have changed.
Because Disney gets to decide for your children. They get to decide for you as a parent what your children can and can't watch because they're Disney. And, they're the ones with the family values and all that they can decide everything.
Yeah.
Parents aren't allowed to have that decision for themselves anymore.
I'm surprised Bao, because she eats them. Yeah, it's kind of horrifying. But there's not nearly as many choices on here, that's for sure. All right, so we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Okay, guys, so just, double check Disney Plus. Your kids are probably missing out on some good old content.
I'm sure there's a bunch more things. Those are just the ones we found off the top of our heads.
They're just winding up, guys. Just wait. They're going to start changing movies. They're going to start, I guarantee it. Because the thing about switching to digital is everything is about the now. There's only the now. What offends people? A handful of people.
Of people. Right, exactly. What offends Twitter today?
All right, so we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.